Good evening, gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank you all to be here when in this COVID situation, and we know that it is a little bit of a scary situation, but I really appreciate that all of you could make it, and I think this is a commendable. Thank you, Mr. Tyler, for the kind introduction. And here, I will start my address by extending my greetings to their highnesses, first of all. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Prime Minister of UAE and ruler of Dubai. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, UAE Armed Forces, and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, rulers of other Emirates, for their leadership, and also how this leadership has converged a desert into a finest golfing destination in the world. I think that is a very commendable. Right now, there is an event happening in Abu Dhabi, and which is a professional tour. And few days from here now will happen the Dubai Desert Classic. So you can see that how this country, from the leadership's initiative, that how it has transformed. And here we had the chairman of Emirates Golf Federation, who has been very kind enough and supportive for sanctioning this league, because when we had a discussion with Mr. Mubarak and also Mr. Robert Filer, that we explained the concept, then they had some reservations on it, but we could convince that this league is good for golf, good for all around. And we could get the sanction for 10 years. I think I will give a great thanks to Khalid Mubarak, who could understand that what we are trying to do. And I have here His Excellency, the chairman, could not make it today because of the situations prevailing. And I have here with us Mr. Khalid Mubarak Al-Shamsi, Secretary General of EGF, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you now to give you a brief on EAGLE, how it has actually, this Emirates Amateur Golf League, how it has actually gone into. See, if you look at it, the leagues is not a new concept. It has been happening in many sports. You look at soccer, you look at cricket, you look at basketball, they have been happening. And they have been very successful. It's a fun and excitement. And also financially viable for all around. But there is nothing like this in golf. I wonder why not. But it doesn't exist. A franchise-based golf league in the world does not exist. But what does exist is the team events, organized team event. You can say Ryder Cup is an organized team event. You can say President's Cup is an organized team event played between two teams. And you can also say the World Amateur Golf Championship, which is a nations play. But this is only one team against the other, nothing more than that. And it happens once in 2 years. So it is not a very frequent situation. In view of this idea germinated or seed germinated or whatever happened, that was about in 2017, that I should be really thinking about really doing something like that. And at that point of time, I made a blueprint, And I had a discussion with Chris May that we want to do this, and he is fully aware of that. But then it went into little background because I went back to India, and then all these kind of things happened. So in this case, now finally, the COVID situation gave me time to think about it and really go ahead and plan this event, conceptualize this event. And I will be pleased to tell you that the whole team, what you see today, has been put up in 2 months, including the animation video, including all this work. The logos, all this designing work has been completed in 2 months. And the first thing what we started doing is, what is the objective of EAGLE? I think that is very important to understand. Because if we do not have objective, we do not have the vision, then we are not going to sustain it. We are not going to last. We may do one tournament, one season, and then we are going to end up with it. And we do not want to do that, for sure. I think that is one thing, keeping in mind that we planned first the objectives. See, if you look at the golfing fraternity, in the golfing fraternity, you have the professional golfers and you have the amateur golfers. Professional golfers, you can number them, 500, 1,000, whatever may be the number. But what about the amateur golfers? Amateur golfers is the largest segment, maybe 10 million, maybe 20 million if you have the United States, Europe, and even Asia Pacific. I see that there are 5 million in Asia Pacific region itself. We have 10,000 in UAE itself. It's a very large segment of the amateur golf. And amateur golfers, there is another thing which is very interesting for the golfers. Because it being an expensive game, only well-to-do people play. High net worth people, well-to-do people, they actually play this game because otherwise you can't afford it. So with the result, that is what happens in the amateur golf. And also, amateur golfers watch professional golf, lot of professional golf on the TV, on the social media channels. But they have an inherent desire. I'm a golfer myself. I'm an amateur golfer. They have an inherent desire to play like a professional golfer or like in a professional golf setup, the way it is being played. So what I conceptualized is that this is the inherent desire of the amateur golfers to play like professionals play in a setup like professionals' course setup. And that is what is reflected in the animated video, that how we have set up the course. And you will see that it is actually being set up keeping in mind that we give an experience to the amateur golfers of a class which they have never experienced before. There are many tournaments happen. There are club tournaments, there are golf days, there are corporate golf days, every day. But they are totally different. The league is a competitiveness, the spirit of competitiveness, the spirit of belongingness, spirit. That is what is being created, an excitement and entertainment. And also, to sustain it, there has got to be value for the stakeholders. The corporates hold a lot of tournaments for one day. 96 players, one day, the afternoon, shotgun start. That's what happens. And it costs, and no media coverage, no live broadcast, nothing. So it happens, but then it costs a lot of money. So we try to conceptualize EAGLE serving both the objectives. One, for the amateur golfers, to give them the opportunity to play, to meet their aspiration, to play like a professional. In a professional-like setup, the greens are set up like the professionals play. That is what we have imagined and also for us to give the corporates an opportunity for marketing, for branding, for networking, for entertainment, for developing customers, for PR. All these things can be done, and that is how it has been conceived. Here, I will just narrate to you the 4 objectives with which we have actually what I have already said, but I will just try to read that the 4 objectives, what we are really. Provide a platform for amateur golfers to play like professionals in a professional tournament setup with live broadcast. Now, this is something, live broadcast is something which amateur golfers never experience. And it is a very challenge as a franchiser, as an organizer. It is not easy. When I will explain you on the event, then you will see the magnanimity of the problem to do the live broadcast. Provide opportunities to the team owners, sponsors, partners, and players for marketing, branding, networking, customer development, entertainment, and public relations. The spirit of amateur golf, to reinvigorate the spirit of amateur golf and promote amateur golf in UAE and display that UAE is the destination for a golfing destination. I think these objectives we have worked out, and now I will come down to the event part of it, so that you can see how the event has been, how it has been compared, what are the challenges, what we see. See, in this case, I have said that it is easy to conceptualize, think about an event, but delivering it, executing it is not easy. It's the most difficult part. And if we want to sustain it, we must really think how we are going to execute it. And that is, I just want to give you the challenges. Can I have the slide 1, please? Yeah. If you can see here that what happens in the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup, the World Amateur Championship, and the Eagle. Now, if you look, these are professional tournaments, these are amateur tournaments. There are teams, there are two teams in the President's Cup and Ryder Cup, while we are talking about 8 teams here. To play 8 teams itself is a managing. It is a biennial, while Eagle is planned to be annual event. Squad per team is 12, and we are talking about 24 is the squad of the Eagle team. And next is the matches. There are, in Ryder Cup, there are 28 matches. In President's Cup, there are 30 matches. And in Eagle, there will be 312 matches played over a period of 9 golfing days with 8 teams. So I think the magnanimity of the thing, you can see the 312 matches and golf days. See, you have 3 in Ryder Cup, 3 over 3 days. In President's Cup, 4 over 4 days. And we are having 9 over 60 days, 60 to 75 days. It means it is a continuous. It's going on continuously. It doesn't say end of it. And also courses played. They played on 1, 1, 2. We are going to play on 4 to 5 courses. So now you can see that how the Eagle is conceptualized. Can I just see this slide 2, please? You can see this. I'm just trying to compare the challenges on the live broadcast here. We have golf courses, not 1, we have to cover 4 golf courses. And that is a challenge itself, because it's not like you do one-time setup and you are done. Here you have to change the setup every 2 weeks. Go to a new course and do again the live setup. And then we have golf days, 4 golf days, and we have 9 golf days. Then we have a launch party, then we have a closing party. So these are the challenges we have in the live broadcast. And you can also see, I mean, the magnanimity, those who are not golfers here, you can see the magnanimity. in football ground is only of 2 acres. A cricket ground is of 5 acres, while a golf course is of 120 acres is the minimum. When you have to cover, you can see the magnanimity of the problem of 120 acres of live coverage. So you can see this, the issues what we have. Slide number 3, please. Now, what we are actually doing is, what we are going to do is a golf course setup. In a professional tour, it is a professional setup. And in the EAGLE, it will be similar to professional setup. It will be almost comparable, maybe little 1 or 2 notches below, but that is how we are planning to do it. And the starting time, we will not have a shotgun start, we will do the tee times. And walking or karting, we will do walking. We will not do the karting. We will actually give a real professional experience. And caddies, yes, it will be with the caddies. So you can see that how the whole thing, even the minor details have been thought about, that how this will go on. Can we have this next slide, please? Slide 4. Now, if you look at it, who are the stakeholders in different kind of tournaments? See, in the professional tours, it is the tour and promoters. In the corporate golf days, it is the corporates. Club tournament, it is the club. And in the EAGLE, it is the franchiser. Team ownership, it doesn't exist other than in EAGLE, because there is nobody owns a team. Here, there will be a team ownership. Sponsors exist in all categories, and the partners exist only in professional tours, and they will be in the EAGLE tour. And players, they will have in the professional tours, yes, and then no, and EAGLE, yes. These are the stakeholders we have. Now I will come to, because this is one question which will be asked to me many times, and that is, what are the benefits? Now the stakeholders, if you look at it, there are 4 stakeholders: team owners, sponsors, partners, and players. There are 4 main stakeholders. And how do they actually benefit? I think that is the question I try to answer in this slide. This is in 2 phases, in 2 slides over here. The slide number 1, cash return on investment. Team owners, yes. And if you will just glance through it here, I don't have to read it out, but you can glance through it. Prize money, apparel, networking, branding, marketing, client development, entertainment, PR, media coverage, advertising spots, all will be available for EAGLE. So EAGLE actually becomes a proposition which will be taking care of all the stakeholders. I think, and that is what we are saying that, and I will just now head towards my conclusion, that engage with EAGLE. My submission to you all, to make, if you are in agreement with to what we are actually planning to do, you see the opportunity, I will recommend, I will totally solicit that you engage with EAGLE. And EAGLE is actually conceptualized to be just below the professional tournament, but many notches up on the corporate golf days. It's a totally new concept, and you can engage with EAGLE as a team owner, as a sponsor, as a partner, as a player. The choice is yours, and we can provide the details in the discussion later on. Today we are not here to seek sponsorship. We are not here to sell teams. We are not here to register players. We are here only to tell what has been conceptualized. This is what has been done. And I will just say this way, thank you all for your kind attention, and I look forward to your support for the successful EAGLE. Let me assure you one thing while concluding, that EAGLE will be exciting, it will be fun, it will be competitive, it will be something we all as amateur golfers will aspire to play someday at all. And my thanks to EGF Emirates Golf Federation, Khalid Mubarak, APGC, Mr. Taimur Hassan, who has actually flown in from Pakistan this afternoon, and guests who could be present here, and my team, EAGLE team, who could put this event together at such a short notice and to such a finest details. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will be taking the questions later on once we are toward the end of this one, and we will have some questions after the unveiling. If you have some question to ask, I'll be ready to answer them. Thank you very much for your time.